So in 1981, Ragtime came out, based on the book of the same name, and this is a movie all about America in the beginning of the 20th century. Right around the time of the automobile coming out, and the movie deals with the racism and social classes, and it's directed by Milos Forman, and I would say that this is one of his best films. The previous film that he did was Hair, a film that I thought wasn't too bad, but yeah, I would call Ragtime his most underrated film. He was able to coax James Cagney out of coming out of a 20-year film retirement, because Cagney was one of Hollywood's hottest actors for well over 20 years. And in 1961, he did this movie called 1, 2, 3, and he decided to retire from acting. But Milos Forman really, really wanted him in this, and although Cagney is only in the movie for like half hour or so, and the movie itself is 2 hours and 35 minutes, not a single moment of Cagney is wasted. And the movie also has his best friend Pat O'Brien as a lawyer, and it's got Donald O'Connor from Singing in the Rain. It's cool seeing him in this. And yeah, aside from those three legends partaking in this, the movie is a major ensemble piece of future big name stars, such as Mandy Patinkin, Fran Drescher, Samuel L. Jackson makes a bit of an appearance, Jeff Daniels, Elizabeth McGovern. Yeah, you have all these people in there. It's just awesome the way that they all tie into this. So the movie deals with it has a couple different storylines, and the two that it focuses mostly on are one with Elizabeth McGovern and the other one with Howard Rollins Jr. And so yeah, the majority of the first the first hour roughly of the film deals with the bit with Elizabeth McGovern and her husband, and he gets sent to prison after killing a guy who's been really weird with her and everything. And yeah, she tries to somehow get him out of prison while still trying to get money as compensation. And the second story deals with Howard E. Rollins Jr., who is this very, very popular, well, not very, very popular, but he's this very, very talented pianist. And he runs away from his responsibilities. His girlfriend has a baby, and she gets taken in by this very, very rich white family. And eventually, he feels sorry. He comes back. He wants to make things right. Just as he's about to come back and make things right, and he has a good amount of wealth. Bunch of these racist white guys try to get him in trouble with the law, and they end up planting horse manure in his car, and things just keep snowballing and snowballing from there, while eventually just exploding into insanity, really. And so you have these two stories, and they're not really connected very well. And the whole idea of I want to say it's kind of Shakespearean, because Shakespeare likes to do stories that were somehow connected, but we're very, very similar to each other in ways. This one, it's kind of like that in the sense that that both stories deal with a husband and wife, or like one that in one there's a divorce that's about to happen. In the other one, there's a marriage that's about to happen. So it's kind of like reversal. And in the other one, with Elizabeth McGovern, there's a murder that happens, and eventually things try to get better with everything. And in the one with Howard Rollins Jr., it starts off with something almost trivial, but then eventually builds and builds into craziness. It's just the way that everything converges, and you have all these characters that are quite deep. And even though it may seem to be a bit trivial and a bit bizarre at times, you can really tell that everything was done that way for a reason, and everything eventually comes together into a very fully satisfied sort of way with the film. And it's like I said, you have a few legends that make guest appearances in this, but it's not just seeing these you see a bunch of these A-listers that are now A-listers, but it's not just these A-listers and legends that's the reason to see Ragtime. It's ultimately a great film about America. It's a great film about racism in general. Racism is something that's really plagued the entire world. And also this mosaic of people that are very, very well developed, that really, really are deep. And this isn't just a standard all bad and all good film. You have good white people. It's not just one of these things that were like all the blacks are good and all the whites are bad, like how a lot of movies these days are practically represented. So yeah, this movie Ragtime, wonderful flick. I love it. I'm gonna give this movie 4 stars out of 4. Please subscribe.